Hello, students, and welcome to Class 9 English Classroom. Today, we are going to discuss chapter number 1, The Fun They Had, written by Isaac Asimov from your Beehive book. So, let's get started. Now, you can see a picture on your screen. This picture is the cover page of your story. Now let's go to the picture and understand what does this picture tell us. Is there any kind of hint through which we can understand what we will study in the story? Let's see. Now what I can see in this story, actually this picture, I hope you also can notice these things in your screens. So this first picture shows that there is a boy who is sitting in front of computers and learning through computers. Second picture is a virtual classroom. It is virtual classroom means it's a kind of the classroom which is all computerized, right? It doesn't deals with the real life or realistic world. Then you have a robotic teacher. Oh, now tell me one thing. Right now, which kind of teachers you have? Human teachers or robotic teachers? Definitely human teachers. Then you can see moving e-text. Now, moving e-text is nothing. When you open your cell phones, right, and you search for anything, whatever the text comes related to your search, you can scroll it, right? So that is called as moving text. Even you can do copy and paste, right? But is this possible in your textbooks? No. So, this story is all about schools of the future. So, we will see how the schools will look like in 23rd century, and those schools will be totally computerized. And what will be the thing which definitely we will miss when we'll go to 23rd century and everything will be computerized over there. So, let's get further now. So, before moving further, we always discuss about the writer of the chapter. So, Isaac Asimov. He was born on 2nd of Jan 1920 and was died on 6th of April 1992. He was an American writer and professor of biochemistry at Boston University. Now, let's see the genre of the story. Means maximum his story deals with which kind of the theme. So he writes scientific fictions, social scientific fictions, mystery, and popular science. So I can say that first thing comes in my mind, that is what is fiction actually. So before going to the science fiction, let me tell you the difference between fiction and non-fiction. Fiction means the stories which are not real, they are imaginary stories, right? And non-fiction is the realistic stories. Realistic means which is a reality which already happens in the real life and has been picturized in form of a story. Fine. So that is called as realistic, or I can say it as yes, non-fiction. Now, as far as fiction is concerned, we have several kind of the fictions. It can be science fiction, it can be realistic fiction, it can be historical fiction, or here as it is written, social fiction. Okay, so now the question arises: what is the realistic fiction, science fiction, and social or historical fiction? So, as far as the first thing which I'll say, that is science fiction. It means that the entire story is projected in such a way that you can go in the world of computers, you can go in the world of technology. So here in that stories, you talk about the upgraded technologies, right? Everything is all around, is that is going to be revolve around the technologies only. Now, realistic fiction. Actually, the fiction I already told, that is imaginary stories. But those imaginary stories have been written in such a way that it comes to alive, right? The story comes alive. So, in this way, we call it as realistic fiction. It seems like that it might have happened in the reality. Historical fiction. Historical fiction means these fictions are such a kind of the stories which related to the past. Okay, history. So that's the reason it is a historical fiction. Now, nationality of Asimov was of Russia. He was a Russian American. Next we have is he was also known for his works of science fiction and popular science. So you can say it as maximum of the stories, his written piece you'll find about science and science fiction. Lastly, Asimov was a prolific writer who wrote or edited. So, if you will talk about Asimov, he was a proficient writer who has not only written or but also edited more than 500 books and around 90,000 letters and postcard he has written and edited. So, I hope you have understood about Asimov. Just go through the picture also. He is Isaac Asimov. Now we are here with the introduction of this story. So let's go through the introduction which will tell us that what this story is all about. This is a very light story. It is set in future. It will make you all love your school. This story is regarding school life and how those children who do not go to school miss school. So definitely right now, as we are suffering from pandemic COVID-19 and we all are locked in our houses, so I think today definitely you might be missing your school building, your school uh, structure, your classrooms, your classmates, your teachers, everything you might be missing. Am I right? Yes. But yes, when you were coming to schools, there are some of the children might be feeling, oh, I don't like to go to school. I don't want to go to school. School is a bad place, right? Some students feel like that. And where others, they love to go to school. So this story will remind us about the realistic schools which we are studying and going through today, and we'll find the comparison with the schools in the 23rd century which will be all computerized, where there will be no human teacher. The teachers will be a robot. The setting of the story is in future. So we have the story setting in future. There will be no school, no books. So definitely when we are talking about 23rd century of futuristic schools, so that will be all computerized. There will be no need of having any school building and no need of having any books to carry, right? Now, how those students will miss going to school and will feel that their ancestors, that is the present generation, you all had fun going to school. So now definitely the children, those who will be there in 23rd century, they will be thinking that how their ancestors, who are the ancestors, we today will become ancestors for them tomorrow, right? So they will feel that how we all have enjoyed the school life, going into the school as having a school building, a classroom where I can meet my friends, teachers, everybody, right? So they are going to miss who? Those students of 23rd century. Then in the end, we come to know that this is an imagination of the young girl named Margie. So, in the end of the story, we will come to know that this all thing was the imagination of a girl named Margie. Margie, who is she? How she come to the existence, will come to know in the story itself, right? So, Margie, who comes to know that their ancestors used to go to school, all the children used to study together. So, Margie was very much fascinated towards that setting where the students used to go in the school building together. They were studying with each other, with the teachers, right? So, she was missing the school setting which her ancestors might have gone through. She feels that they all had a lot of fun when they went to school. Definitely, I hope you can understand when you go to school, you might have a lot of fun, but right now, while sitting in front of your computer systems and I am telling you the story, you are listening to the story, you somehow miss that setting where you can meet the teachers face to face and your classmates face to face, right? Okay. So when we read the story, we feel that the life is very good. The school life is definitely very good. That's the reason we say that the school life is a precious life. That life never comes again. So, when we read the story, we feel that school life is very good, and we are fortunate that we have the real life schools where we go, we meet friends, and get the chance to study together. So, definitely, those who all feel that school is a bad place and oh, I don't like to go to school, right? And the one who definitely likes to go to the school, but due to this pandemic, they are sitting at their home and watching the videos and then learning through that videos. You all will get to know that how beautiful life is of school life, right? And we all miss that life, studying together, enjoying together, and sharing and caring together, right? So let's begin this chapter and understand what are those things which Margie is going to miss when she is in 23rd century. Okay, so this story opens with Margie. Margie, a girl, right? Here it says Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17th May 2157, she wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." So here it says that Margie, she was, the story actually begins with Margie, where she is writing in her diary. And when she begins writing in her diary, first of all, she wrote the date, right? And the date which I can see over here is 17th May 2157. So we are talking about 23rd century, right? It's a futuristic story which sets in 2157. She wrote what she wrote in her diary. She wrote in her diary, "Today Tommy found a real book." Now please don't think that this Tommy is a dog, right? Because maximum people think now whenever the word Tommy comes in their mind, they think, oh, Tommy means dog only. So please let me clear it out. It's not a dog, it's a human being, right? So here is a boy whose name is Tommy. So I can say we have been introduced with two characters of the story, that is Margie and Tommy. So Tommy found a real book. Real book is what book? The book which you have in your bags today, the book which you have in your hands today, the book which you have in your shelves today. Right? That is the real book from which you study. It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. So, Margie, after seeing that book, she got to remember, she's writing in her diary, right? Everything she's writing in her diary. She got to remember that once her the book was very old. Definitely we are talking about 23rd century when nobody is using any book, and suddenly they found a book which is very old, right? Just like maybe you find Rig Veda in your house or Gita and Bhagavad Gita in your house, which is very old. So such kind of the book it was. Margie's grandfather, then she got to remember that once her grandfather told her that when he was very young, they used to go to the school. They used to go to the real schools, right? And when at that time all the books were printed. I repeat, it was printed. Right now it is e-text. So at that time the books were all printed. So this book was a real book where everything was printed and was still like the computer screen. The text, the content cannot be moved, right? Can you move those words from the textbook? No. But can you move those words from the screen? Yes, right? So that is the thing. That is the reason she is very shocked. She is very surprised to see the realistic book, right? The realistic book which is very old, and all the printed content or the text is still, is not moving. Let's go to the next page. Okay. Here we can see they turned the pages. Now they started turning the pages, which were yellow and crinkly. Now yellowish, definitely it will be yellowish because it's very old book. We are now ancestors now. Ready? If we are talking about 23rd century, then now we become ancestors only. So we used that book, or even I can say her grandfather used those books when he was going to realistic schools. So definitely the pages of that book was yellow, yellowish in color, and crinkly. Crinkly means it was having some kind of, it was not having a smooth texture. It was some wrinkles were over there. Okay, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. So she's telling, you know what is surprising over here, when we started turning the pages of that book, oh my god, it was a kind of the book where all the words were still. It was not at all moving as we do in our computer screen. I can have thousands of the books in my computer, one computer screen, which I can move very easily. Even the words I can replace from one place to another, which is not at all possible in this very old book. So they were very surprised to see it. Then and then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read it for the first time. So when they started turning the pages by pages, they noticed one thing, that there were some words which were repeated several times. So it you can even say that the collection of the vocabulary was also limited. So that is the reason there were so many words which were repeated several times in the book. Now let's move further. Okay. So gee, said Tommy. What a waste. When you are through with the book, you just throw it away. I guess over our television screen must have had a millions of books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. So here what happens, that Tommy says, while expressing his wonder after seeing this book, he was very surprised. Oh my god, it's such a waste of time that I'm turning the pages one by one. Then it is a still book. It is a very limited edition of the book. If you'll go through such kind of the book, now you'll definitely throw it out. Then Margie says that even they both compare it with their television screen. They say that in their television screen they can find hundred and thousands of the books, and even there's some place left for new books too, which is not possible in this one book. So they can compare it, means at one time they can have one real book only, or maybe two or three books, and then it will be overloaded. But if you will talk about this, our television screen, we have endless number of the books, and even the space more for thousand too. So they compare it, that you will be going to throw that old book when you'll see this, and you will be not going to throw it now. Next is same with mine, said Margie. She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. So when Tommy says that when you will see this now, this book, you will throw it away, and definitely it is very outdated and not at all interesting. So Margie says that I don't think so, I'll be throwing it. Reason is that Margie is just only 11-year-old girl. How much? Only 11-year-old girl. And she has not gone through so many books in their television as compared to Tommy, because Tommy is 13 years old, right? So definitely he is elder to Margie. He has gone through many books, so might be he can say that he can throw it, but for Margie it's is actually difficult to throw it out. One thing is very important, later you'll get to know that Margie is not at all a girl who likes about school. Okay, so we are talking about telebooks. Telebooks means the books which are visible on television screen. I can say that nowadays also we have some audiobooks, we have some books which you can like Kindle and all, you can download the books and you can read it online, right? Those are all ebooks. But yes, we have with ebooks our real books too. But in 23rd century, where we are talking about this is story, there you will have no such kind of realistic books, just only telebooks. Now I think you might have understood one thing, that how different that will be. Means, we, if suppose you are in 23rd century, you will be totally surprised after getting a real book. It will be a kind of a seventh wonder for you. Am I right? So that is the thing which is happening with Margie and Tommy. I hope you have understood it till here. Now thank you so much for watching the video. We'll come up with another video, and definitely lots of thing about this chapter, the fun they had. So till then, goodbye and thank you so much.